Alright, today we're doing an oil change on my 2008 Chevrolet Colorado Z71 two-wheel drive with a 3.7 liter inline 5. We will be using Valvoline 5W30 Restore and Protect with a Mobil 1 filter. Usually I use Mobil 1 oil, and this time I'm going to try Restore and Protect. I'm going to try to get the sludge out of my engine and see what it does. I'll get back to you after a couple oil changes with this oil to see if it makes a difference. I already took a picture today of the fill cap, like how dirty it is in there. After a couple oil changes, I'm gonna show how it looks inside there. Hopefully it's cleaner. So getting back to this, you're gonna need a 13mm socket. So I got my 13mm short socket. You're gonna go down here, and I'm gonna trust a two-wheel drive. So this is on the driver's side of the engine. On the bottom of the engine is the drain bolt. You just pull that out. Shouldn't be too tight. If it is, then it was over tightened. I'm letting it drain out already. As you can see, my oil is well overdue. Well, no, not overdue. I'm actually literally at 3,000 miles exactly on the dot, so that's pretty cool. Letting it drain out. For mine, the oil filter is right here in the front. Again, this is 3.7 liter inline 5. I'm using I've always used Mobil 1 filters. And this is the fill port. So you can see how it's dirty in there. I took a better picture of it for the before comparison. The cap says 5W30. That's my engine. And I don't know if I showed you the part number, but this is the part number for it, for the Mobil 1 filter. I've always used these, these are my favorite ones. So it takes 6 quarts. So you're gonna need a full jug and an extra one. But yeah, so it's got 5 quarts and there's an extra quart. And that's pretty much it. You just let it drain out down there and refill it on the top. And then you can check right here with your dipstick, and you're gonna want it to be at that full mark. I'll show it to you right now when I finish everything. All right, so it has finished draining already, and I just finished tightening back up this drain bolt. You don't need to give it too much. Just go on here and give it a little crank. That's about all she needs. It goes into aluminum, so don't overdo it. And now we're here with the oil filter. I've already used an oil filter wrench, which you shouldn't really need to, but I guess I was like super strong when I put it on, and I had to. It's just counterclockwise, lefty loosey, righty tight type of deal. And as you can see, I like to write the mileage and the date of when I put them on. So it drains out, it catches into this little drain catch right here, and it drains down into your oil filter. I mean, into your oil pan, your catch pan down here. So I like to just unscrew it a little bit, let it drain, and it's almost there. It's almost done draining, so I'm gonna remove it right now. All right, so as you can see, I have the part where the oil filter screws on there all nice and clean, so that's good. And it might have a little oil on there just from it draining, but I'll wipe that off right now, and I'll screw on the new oil filter once I write the date and the mileage that I'm changing it at right now. All right, so I have the date and mileage on top written on my oil filter, and I like to stick it back in the box, and I pre-fill mine. Completely optional, but I'm a believer in pre-filling. I don't see why not. So I'm gonna put some oil into this hole right here, let it fill up, and then it kind of like slowly seeps in, and I fill it back up and it'll seep in. And then once it's about 3/4 of the way full and stabilized, I'll throw it back up in here. I'll put a little bit of fresh oil onto the seal, and I'll screw it on there just hand tight. That's all you need. Hand tight is all you need. All right, so as you can see, I have oil in there now, and I'm about to throw it onto the truck. I'm actually gonna lube up the seal, and then I'm gonna throw it in the truck. All right, so as you can see, I got it in there, and I got it as tight as my hand could get it. So that's pretty much it. Don't use no tools when you're putting them on there. Just use all your strength, and that's it. I like how it ended up where I can actually read the numbers on there pretty easy. So that's pretty cool. So you verify you have your filter on there well. You verify that you have your drain plug in right there. And I have everything drained out and my old filter. So that means it's time to go to the top and fill this thing up. And here's a side note. The reason I really like to write the information on my oil filters is you can see the exact time. Look at that, 159.5 thousand miles. And it was in February 24th of this year. And now I'm changing it at that many miles and on this date. So it's pretty cool to see exactly how much I'm getting out of my oil and to make sure I stay on track of things. I also like to use the trip odometer or the trip meter in my dashboard to keep track of stuff like that. So with those two techniques, I guess, of keeping track of things, it kind of makes it a lot easier to stay on top of your maintenance. So I'm here on top already filling up my oil for the engine. I got 1 quart going in there. I'm gonna put this entire 5-quart container because this engine takes 6 quarts, and that should be it. We'll check the dipstick after I put all this oil in there and put the truck on level ground, and I'll get back to you. All right, so I have my engine running on a flat level surface, and as you can see, I have it. Actually, it's pretty hard to see, but I do have fresh oil at a perfect mark here on the dipstick. So yeah, it takes all 6 quarts, and that's it. That should be it for your job as well. If you have a 3.7 liter, I believe most of the engines in these generation of Colorado are pretty similar. So that's pretty much it for this job. Thanks for watching.